Hi guys, my name is Miss McEnery and I'm going to be teaching you a very basic principle of science, the difference between quantitative observations and qualitative observations. Can anybody see a very basic root of this word here in quantitative?
Quantity.
Perfect. So this implies a specific kind of measurement, something that we're going to be using very specific numbers to be able to measure. So examples of this would be size, length, weight, cost, amount, temperature, anything you can measure in very exact numbers. So now we're going to be observing SpongeBob SquarePants today. And so can anybody give me an example of a quantitative measurement for SpongeBob? Yes?
How many holes he has?
Good. So number of holes. Anybody else?
How tall he is.
Good. His height.
2 arms.
He has 2 arms. Great. One more.
2 legs.
2 legs.
Perfect. So as you can see, all of these have to do with numbers. We can count the number of holes. We can take a ruler to him and measure his height. We can count his number of arms and then count his number of legs. So this is an example of quantitative observations. Qualitative observations, on the other hand, have to do with descriptions. So just like quantitative, can we see the root of the word here?
Quality.
Perfect. So these have to do with descriptions, something that we can't measure with actual numbers. So these are going to be examples of color, appearance, shape, texture, smell. So any one of your senses you can use to determine qualitative observations. So we're going to go back to SpongeBob here, and can anybody give me an example of a qualitative observation?
He's happy.
He's happy. Okay, great.
He's yellow.
He's yellow.
Rectangular.
Great.
Wearing shoes.
Okay.
Blue eyes.
He lives in the sea.
Great. All of these are going to be qualitative observations. So you can see that these have to do with numbers, and these are just basic observations that we can't actually measure. And so to go over it again, quantitative observations are going to be measurements because of its root word quantity. Qualitative observations are going to be qualities or descriptions. And so to help us remember this, I come up with a rhyme, and I've given you each a piece of paper with the rhyme on it. I'm going to go ahead and say one line, and then you're going to go ahead and repeat it, okay? And then once we've gone through it once, we're going to go through it one more time together. So it starts off, qualitative and quantitative, they sound similar to me.
Qualitative and quantitative, they sound similar to me.
But if we use this rhyme, the difference will be plain to see.
But if we use this rhyme, the difference will be plain to see.
SpongeBob SquarePants is yellow and lives in the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants is yellow and lives in the sea.
He makes quality Krabby Patties for you and me.
He makes quality Krabby Patties for you and me.
The senses are aware that these are qualities.
The senses are aware that these are qualities.
Qualitative observations they must be.
Qualitative observations they must be.
SpongeBob's friends are Patrick, Squidward, and Sandy.
SpongeBob's friends are Patrick, Squidward, and Sandy.
We can count them 1, 2, 3.
We can count them 1, 2, 3.
2 feet, 2 knees, 2 eyes to see.
2 feet, 2 knees, 2 eyes to see.
These are all quantities.
These are all quantities.
Quantitative observations they must be.
Quantitative observations they must be.
Qualitative and quantitative do not sound so similar anymore to me.
Qualitative and quantitative do not sound so similar anymore to me.
So one more real life example, since we're all scientists here, I've decided to pick out 4 leaves from a tree right outside. So if you could go ahead and grab one. Oh, there's one more up here. Okay, so you can see all of these are from the same plant. And so can anybody give me 2 quantitative and 2 qualitative observations that we can use to distinguish all 4 leaves?
Size.
Size, great.
Does it have any spots?
If it has spots, okay, that's one quantitative and one qualitative. So one more of each.
How much it weighs.
How much it weighs, so that would be a quantitative observation.
The darkness of green.
The darkness of green. Perfect. So all of these we can use to see the difference between the 4 leaves. And so a quantitative observation is going to be a quantity, something that you can measure. A qualitative observation is going to be a quality and a description. Thank you so much for paying attention and listening to this lesson.